And joining me now here in studio is Dave Lopez, Oklahoma's Secretary of Commerce. Well, Mr. Secretary, are we in a very opportune time in terms of our economy with what's happening nationally and what's happening here locally in Oklahoma?
Very much so. It's one that's become more evident to me over the last 60 days or so, in the sense that we have a real advantage at this moment. We didn't experience, as others have pointed out, some of the booms and busts, particularly in housing, that occurred elsewhere. And particularly, I'd say both coasts, I think, look with some interest now to Oklahoma. And part of that, too, is that revenues are capped, and that we see that, for example, in the defense industry, where it's understanding is we can't continue to fund Department of Defense at a growing rate. It's got to become more efficient. But private side businesses are doing the same thing. They're looking at saying, okay, with this economy, revenues might not be as strong as they were before the recession, so how do we maintain our profitability? And the only real answer is to look at the expense line. And when it comes to expense side, Oklahoma shines. We're a place that would like to think of as high value, not just low cost. But certainly, I think we compare very favorably, not just with the cost of living, but the cost of doing business.
I want to talk a little bit about attracting industry and the business incentives that are put in place trying to do just that. Tell us exactly what the Quality Jobs Program is and why you believe it may be key to Oklahoma's success.
No, and it's one that I'm just amazed at the resonance it gets, not with people like us that tend to be promoters of the state, but really from the clients, whether they'd be new companies coming to Oklahoma and judging the different incentives they may have from other locations, other states, but also companies here that choose to grow and maybe grow a bit faster because we have quality jobs. And it's really a somewhat simple way to relate to incentives. Some states recently, it's been in the Wall Street Journal and other places, have provided grants saying, if you'll come here, here's, and you name the amount. What this one does, different than that, instead of betting on the prospective, is it's only performance-based. So if you come and you say, okay, I think I'm going to add about 100 new jobs over the next 3 years, what we'll be able to do is work with that company and say, okay, based on that, here's the sort of incentive you'd get from quality jobs. What it would do is provide them a 5% factor towards their payroll for a total of 10 years. So it's not short-term, it's long-term while the business hopefully grows and stays in Oklahoma or comes to Oklahoma. But those dollars are only provided from the tax commission after those jobs are created. So it's a partnership that one has to show that that's actually providing rewards to Oklahoma. And what's great about it is when we do the analysis beforehand, is because we're getting those jobs or retaining those jobs in the state, it's actually net positive to the state.
And it's also a program that's gotten a bit of a boost for these really high-paying, high-skilled jobs.
Very much so, and that's what's been great in the sense of not just having quality jobs, but now there's a 21st century version, which just ups the ante for those even higher-paying jobs that may be triple what the wage level might be for the county that they reside in. And that's the other part. It's called quality because the jobs that are attracted and that are compensated for are based on salary levels that are higher than what the average is for the county that they're in. So that way we're bringing in increased prosperity to that community, and so the state's a willing partner. And so it's worked out very well. I'd say it's our gold standard among the toolkit that we work with.
I want you to leave us with what's right about Oklahoma. I want to hear your elevator speech.
The elevator speech, I hope we've got a lot of floors in this elevator to cover because there's so much good. Right now I would say that if I had to put it in one word, it's alignment. It's alignment on what we talked about of our economy relative to others. It's alignment of having a very focused, very energized governor leading us in this effort, and that gives us a unique advantage over almost every other state. And then the other alignment that I think we have is that Oklahoma is very entrepreneurial, and in this environment, industry changes so fast that you have to have that kind of risk-taking notion and frontier spirit that is just in multiples in Oklahoma. So those things, I think, have us well situated. And then the last component, but maybe as critical as any other, is alignment and understanding the importance of education to economic development. Then unless we have that talented workforce today, but also 5 years from now and 10 years from now, and that we can take care of what businesses' needs are from a workforce standpoint, that's going to be critical. And I like the alignment we have in Oklahoma at the moment, thinking of what Career Tech does daily, thinking of what we can do more in pre-K through 12, and then in higher ed. All key components. There's sometimes the notion that when we talk about having a talented and skilled workforce, that means, oh gosh, I guess you mean you have a bachelor's degree, or you have a master's, or is that what you're... But businesses more and more are saying, I need a little bit of everything. And so I need an array of different talents and skill sets. But yeah, I do need them to have some certification and show that they have demonstrated value. And that's the sort of thing that Career Tech does every day. So that is another aspect, I think, that spells special alignment and special opportunity for Oklahoma.
All right. Secretary Lopez, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.